Hi Virgo, this is going to be a love and relationship tarot spread for your month ahead, January 2021. What does Virgo need to know about love and relationships and the person in their life? I will also offer a secondary perspective at the end of this video for the single and looking for love Virgos watching out there. So stay tuned for that if that's more applicable to you. But in the meantime, Virgo, let's get right into these cards. Let's look at them together and see what's coming out for you. Queen of Cups, the Tower, Six of Pentacles, Two of Cups, the Magician, Wheel of Fortune, High Priestess. Wow, a lot of major arcanas here, guys. Page of Wands and the Temperance, another major card. And another Queen of Swords, two queens. All right, bottom of the deck, another major. I feel that Virgo, for a lot of you, you don't really know what's going on in your love life or relationship at the moment. Things seem a little bit unclear, a bit chaotic around you. I think that's kind of spilling over. The chaos and the uncertainty is kind of spilling over now into your love relationships and connections. That may not be the most fun. Let's look at these cards then, okay? So basically what I'm seeing, Virgo, is ultimately a resolution for you and the person in your life. I see the two people represented here with the Queen and two queens, Queen of Swords, Queen of Cups. Doesn't have to be a same-sex relationship, but it definitely can be. It's just the energy of a relationship. But I see these people are looking in different directions. Their heads are turned. Both people are looking at other things rather than their relationship. I see these two people here at the bottom of the reading. And I'm going to say, look, this looks more male-female, female-female. It's all interchangeable. It's the energy of a couple or two people. Let's talk about these people and what's going on with them. Well, I think this is you. I think, Virgo, that this is you at the center of the reading. You have a very open heart in your relationship at the moment, but your attention is turned elsewhere. It could be turned on what you're trying to do here for yourself in this world as an individual. And you know what? You've put so much time and effort into nurturing your relationship. You're the one that does that, I think, in this pairing. You're the nurturing one. You're the one that kind of soothes any arguments. I see the Tower as quite an explosive argument. We'll get to that, but you're normally the one that soothes things out and soothes things over. But I think, Virgo, for you, you've had a focus on creating a life for yourself. Not that you in any way want to split up, but some of you might, but you're kind of more focused, or you had been focused about kind of creating an individual purpose in your life, something that you can do for yourself. It doesn't necessarily mean having to ditch a relationship. It just, you were wanting to carve out something a bit more independent in the relationship for yourself. Your approach for some, there seems to have been some sort of a big argument as of late, Virgo. I'm seeing it like, you know, when you're watching this, you know, you'll probably feel that this has just happened, or it's exactly like it's still very overwhelming for you. Your approach hasn't worked this time, Virgo. The soft approach hasn't worked. It looks like there has been some sort of a combat or like some really big explosive argument. You're turning your back on it as far as I can tell. There needs to be some sort of a resolution here though, Virgo, because I feel like the outcome of you not acknowledging this fight and what happened in this Tower moment for you guys, it could have come, like, it seems like this is some sort of an argument that spiraled out of control and left you feeling like, how the heck did that come to that? I have the Five of Swords here at the bottom of the deck too, like this kind of energy of how did this happen? You know, we got into a conversation, you and your partner, and it spiraled out of control and resulted in chaos, pandemonium, hurt words, angry words, things being said. There is a very big need for you to, and want and desire for you to kind of right the wrongs here and kind of restore balance, like we see here in the Six of Pentacles. you know, Virgo, what the right thing to do is here to kind of combat what this argument is all about. I think you instinctively deep down know what it is that you need to do to soothe things over. And I see a lot of connection to the moon here. I have moon in Taurus where it's exalted. I have moon represented in the High Priestess. I have the moon here as well. So I have this really, and Queen of Cups is our Cancer card, so ruled by the moon. I have this real feeling that in your relationship right now, Virgo, emotions are really up and down and choppy and changey, and I think people are feeling is just all over the place. And you know this. You know that perhaps either yourself or your partner or the person that this is referring to, you know that this isn't right. You know that this isn't how they normally are or how you normally behave. You can sense that there's just something a little bit off kilter. It looks like the need for balance to be restored is most on your mind right now, and it looks like that's what you are going to do. It's really what you're hoping to do. I have Temperance card here as well. Soothing. Think of these two cups here. Let's pretend that, do we have any cups here? We kind of have a scale here of balance. So we have another kind of a balancing act here. And this Temperance talks about tempering things that happened in the Tower way, way down again. So we have all the chaos, the hurt feelings, the crosswords. You want to, Virgo, you want to temper this again. You want to restore some balance into your very most intimate relationships in your life. That's what's most important for you right now. That's what you're really hoping for. You're really hoping to calm things down and soothe things out again because something has really exploded. I see that it's a very strong connection that you have with this person, and this Two of Cups is coming up as the most kind of unconscious or deepest or lowest part of the reading, telling me that it's from the deep past in this situation that you and your partner, I bet, are in quite a long-term relationship. And you know what? It's probably what's still rooting this relationship together. It's quite a soulmate connection. This is the Lord of Love here. And we've got a lot of Cancerian energy in this reading, I will say, Virgo. So maybe you're dealing with the Cancer in your life, and maybe that's who the explosive argument took place with. And maybe this was the other person that they kind of turned their back on. They've turned their back on their argument. They're kind of thinking, I want to focus on myself here, okay? And that could have been what came up for you guys and why this argument happened. So why did this all happen? Why do I think this happened, Virgo? I think something was hidden from you. I think something was been worked out, and this doesn't have to be in like a very malevolent sense or anything, like not some big groundbreaking secret, but I do see secret, like there has been something revealed. The Moon card talks about things that are hidden. The Magician can work in kind of underhanded or sort of more mischievous trickster ways, and then this Tower is the shock revelation of when whatever is hidden kind of comes to light, and the fallout from that, literally the fallout. So I think that you're currently in a fallout of some secrets or something that had been hidden or kept from you coming to light. And I think that's what you're still very much focused on that, or one of you is at least. I'm not sure who's who here, but I know that there's like you guys are not looking in the same direction. I think one of you is looking towards, maybe if you've had children, that makes sense to be looking more towards them, or it's looking more towards like how you can nurture yourself in this relationship, how you can nurture your own independent projects or whatever it is that you've been doing. So I see that the energy of this is very much backs against each other, not wanting to communicate. So there's like a standoff here. What does this person want? They just want the truth. Okay, so maybe it was you, Virgo. You can kind of like interchange these energies of the people I'm talking about, but the other person who is focused the other way, they're not looking. Okay, so one of you is looking at the secrets and the betrayal and the lies and the sneaking around and the keeping things under the table or just not revealing everything, while the other is very much Queen of Swords in search of the truth and what the facts are, and that's a completely different energy. So meanwhile, one of you are still looking over, and maybe you were the Magician or whoever the Magician was, the plotting and the scheming and sneaking around. The other one is like, I can't rest until I have the truth of this, or we understand everything. So whichever way that is, Virgo, for you, I hope that gives you some clarity. One of you is very much wanting the truth, and that's how it'll be resolved, while the other still thinks that, I think that they can kind of gloss over this situation that caused the Tower. I think they think that they can gloss over it by, nice, you know, words of affirmation, or, you know, a hug, or kind of just like not really addressing the truth of the matter is what I'm seeing, and that's what really probably needs to be addressed. The High Priestess kind of telling me that you had a deep down, or the other person in this relationship had a deep down gut instinct and inner knowing about whatever the kind of machinations or the kind of deceit, or even if it was just, it's just something that you kept to yourself or you didn't want to speak about. There is a lot of secrecy in this reading, but it looks like it's come out. It looks like it's kind of come to the light. Coming up, we have the Wheel of Fortune, a very positive indication for working this out with your person. I know it's something that seems probably quite catastrophic for, as of now, but this energy, Virgo, is really positive. What I will say for any Virgo risings that happen to be watching, this card is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter will transit into your sister sign, Pisces. That is where Jupiter is very happy and at home in, and that transit is going to take place. Let me see, can you see all these cards, guys? That transit is going to take place in March through to July only, and then again for another year in December. But let's look at May through July. And this card is what's coming up in the near future. Let's look at May and July for this time frame then. For Virgo rising, Jupiter will move into your house of relationships. Very positive transit for all of my Virgo watchers. Any Virgo placements having Jupiter sitting opposite you in the sign of Pisces for a couple of months this summer is going to be very optimistic, very generous, very expansive. It's when things will get bigger and better in an area of your life, depending on where Pisces is in your chart in particular, Virgo. But I know for Virgo rising, that's going to be in the 7th house of relationships. So an enhanced sense of optimism and expanse in your house of relationships. I think that's going to be something that's very welcomed for Virgo watchers to hear, especially since there seems to have been some huge chaos that kind of actually you had no idea how this got so out of hand, but it just took legs of its own. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana cards here out of more than the whole reading, so more than half of the reading. What's going on for you Virgos in your relationship right now is really groundbreaking soul growth. Both of you and your partners are growing very much at the moment, and I think I'll talk about what you guys need to grow into, but let me just sum this up with this card. I think some of you guys are focused. I think the person in your life, Virgo, is just some sort of a goofball, or they don't take life as seriously as you, and it can really wind you up. This person is in the environment, might be a fire sign, or else it's just somebody that's much more impulsive and reckless and excitable than you are. And I just think that you feel like, if for some, you need to rein this person in a little bit, or you just feel like they're so like kind of boisterous even, that you just want to kind of rein them in and have things to be a little bit more calm in your relationship. What I think needs to happen, Virgo, in order for this expanse and optimism to grow and flourish in your relationship, and to kind of get over the hurt that can come after the Tower and the regrouping, I guess the truth needs to be faced up to, because the outcome of this really is the truth. Ideally, these people and these companions would face each other at some point in the reading, but first card out, first card, last card, totally looking in different directions. Not your eyes are not on the relationship right now. One person really needs truth. The other one might just need some nurturing. The other person just needs their feelings placated a little bit. They might need, one of you is requiring a softer touch, where the other one is just requiring the facts and, park the emotions, what really went on here, and let's leave our feelings aside. So you guys are going to have to come to terms with that, or come together with that, and create some balance. Give the other person, as the message of this card, what the other person needs usually, whatever their love language is, or whatever usually is the thing, whether it's space, whether it's the opposite of space, whether it's comfort. So you know your partner, just really focus on what they usually need to get over this hurdle, because I think that's what you both want. You both want balance restored in this relationship. And ultimately, Virgo, this is a message with the High Priestess. You know deep down what is going on. I think, you know what, Virgo, you could be the one that needs both comforting and both the truth. Maybe all this kind of Tower moment, or this sneaking around, was perpetrated on you and you weren't the perpetrator. So that could be an option too. But these are the energies that are coming up. Let's look at this from a perspective of if you are single, Virgo, or for some actually recently single. I see that there was some sort of an upset in Virgo's life, but If you're single, Virgo, Queen of Cups is saying to me that you have an open heart at the moment, which I really think is a great place to start. And that is, the Queen of Cups energy is a beautiful place for any single Virgos that are watching to kind of try and get into this energy of both of these cards. It is a more passive, feminine energy, like your sign, Virgo. You are a feminine, more passive, receptive sign, and it is to really fit into this energy. Don't try and fight it too much. Receive, be open to receiving, be passive, and kind of just take a little bit of a step back. Let people reveal their true nature to you, rather than you going searching for who they really are. They looks like, Virgo, that somebody in your life recently has revealed themselves to you and shown their true qualities, or they've shown a true side of themselves to you. You're still fixated on that person. I see that you're still looking at this kind of trickster energy, you know, kind of the fuckboy energy. Somebody who's just not honest with you about their movements or what they're doing behind the scenes. Some of you are still pretty fixated on it. I can see that's in the past. I can see you still looking over it intently. Something came to light recently, Virgo, and if this isn't really that shocked you around this person, if this isn't what that's about, Virgo, and you are just, you know, you haven't had any run-ins with anybody as of late, it's a good place for you to be in. You're open to surprise. You're open to being taken by surprise by another. The opportunity for a love connection that has a very instantaneous attraction and spark. I see that with the Mars ruling this card. Very passionate, you know, very physical, and that's what's coming up for me now. But Virgo, I think we need to get over whoever this person was that snuck around or treated us badly. They're in the past, they're leaving the situation, and I don't think they're coming back. And that is what, you know, you need to leave that in the past, because it's only going to block you. And the thing is, it's only going to block you from this beautiful good luck that's coming up in front of you in the terms of your relationship. You know this, Virgo, the High Priestess, you know deep down that what I'm saying is probably true. Okay, good chance to meet somebody. I like to see this soulmate connection here, where it's not just going to be physical, it's going to be very loving, supportive, very loving, a very supportive, a very equal relationship. You want something that's equal, both parties deserving of what they get, but both parties giving, you know, giving equal attention, giving equal kind of effort, and nobody feels hard done by. Coming up for you, Virgo, single, very good opportunity. Like I said earlier in the video, there is a Jupiter transit through the sign of Pisces, which is your sister sign, Virgo, happening, I believe it's May 14th till around the end of July, and then it will enter that sign again in the month of December for a longer transit. Again, very positive, looking forward to this. But this otherwise is just telling me that where could you potentially have this stroke of luck and good fortune when it comes to meeting somebody. Yeah, it could be somebody that is from a foreign country. Jupiter rules foreign cultures. Page of Wands is, if you can see, kind of, it looks like maybe desert or somewhere more a foreign climate to some, or something somewhere hotter. So I see the energy of it being very optimistic for you to open your mind to people from foreign cultures, foreign nationalities from you, or if it isn't country-wise, just somebody who has kind of adopts a very different culture to you. That could be where there is a lot of luck coming up. Reaching out to people, somebody that I think that could come into your life, Virgo, is going to be somebody that is quite fun, kind of silly, kind of younger at heart, more childlike, and just maybe more exciting, and yeah, just sort of a fun-loving person. That's who I see coming in as somebody else. Okay, you just want it to be calmer this time, less volatile. The love that you had for somebody, Virgo, it was actually pretty volatile. You recognize that, and that's probably why it didn't come to be, right? Okay, because your heart was wide open to this person, Virgo. You were really let your barriers down, and you were open to receiving and giving love to this person, but then something very unexpected kind of happened and threw you off. Now I think what you ultimately want is a love or a relationship that is calm, that's respectful, that the conversation isn't volatile or shouting or angry. This is such a different energy, actually, right? And oh, these cards come directly after each other. No, they don't. Haha, there's one in between, but they're very close in the tarot, in the journey of kind of coming to terms and coming to peace with perhaps a past Tower moment. All right, Queen of Swords here for the single Virgos. Yeah, it's kind of about a boundary that I think that, you know, you're working on bringing down at the moment. I see that we had been very open-hearted to somebody, they let us down, and perhaps now going forward or looking for somebody else in our life, that boundary that had to be put in place to protect ourselves is still up. I see you working on taking it down, Virgo. I don't think this is a hard and fast boundary that you're never going to break. But yeah, working on the breakdown of barriers could be helpful for single Virgos looking to introduce love into their life and take advantage of this nice transit coming up in the near future. And the other thing I would say is, you know, these queens are facing in different directions. I think it's both the representation of you, Virgo, for the single Virgos watching. Your heart was broken by some trickster in the past, or somebody who was not saying, you know, who didn't have integrity and let you down. You're still maybe fixated on that, and it took you by surprise really how badly this hurt. And yes, naturally there is Queen of Swords, aka Queen of Boundaries. There is one there now. Work on that, Virgo. And I think that is all that I have for, oh, here we are. That's all that I have for the Virgo watchers right now for love and relationships. I hope to be back to regular scheduling of just your monthly forecasts each month for Virgo and Virgo rising, but I will try and do more of these love and relationship spreads, hopefully monthly also, Virgo. So if you haven't liked, shared and subscribed already, that would be great for you to do so, and I will catch you again very soon. Bye.